Seems I got some issues with the sound. I'm not sure why people can't hear me, but I think the sound was always there, but okay. There we go. We got BP on pole so far, and Paco in P2. Declan P3. There's huge gaps from the top three here. And crazy lag, but Declan, this is going to be can be an issue going into turn 1 or later on in the race. Got Brando in P4. Solid 1.6 seconds behind. I got JD Killswitch P5. It's pretty close between P3 and P5 and P6 as well. Got Damien P6, 1.8 seconds behind, and we got Kemazer, a big gap up to P6, 4 point. Got Declan now with a big, a new lap. Sets it on pole. Tora and Schulze is struggling to set a lap, it seems. We're halfway through the qualifying session, and there's major gaps between the top drivers here. That's qualifying. We still got race as well, and there's going to be, it might be changing conditions during the race. We'll guarantee the rain, as we see Paco has a big lock up there. He's not using ABS, which in GT7 is a big disadvantage if you ask me, but that's his choice. He's still a competitive guy. Yeah, you should turn off ABS. Probably will be a much better experience for him. Got some see if BP can come back at Declan. I think that's a mighty lap by Declan, so it depends if BP has the pace to respond. stick with BP and see what he can do. He's had a couple of poles this year. Struggled a bit early on in the season to convert his pace into wins, but now he has maybe matured a bit and secured his Drivers' Championship later on during the season. So for him today, it's just going to be a quiet or enjoyable race. So he might be able to respond to Declan here. Until that, he was about 8/10 up on his own time. We'll see if he can improve. He definitely has a chance to compete with Declan for pole. As you see, Paco locks up once again. Seems like a lot of drivers struggles to set a respectable lap here. Like Otora is 8 seconds behind, that's unusual for him. Definitely struggling through the spoon corner right there. No Sean today. Will probably be in the mix in the top for the top spots, maybe probably down on the podium. As we see a special livery for high caliber racing for the final round of Sprint Tour. We'll see Otora improve here, and he's up to P4, which is respectable. And I think we have another special livery today, which is Mercedes. But all black livery, good stuff. Not many on a push lap right now. Let's see if BP can improve on his next lap here. Just see what Declan is doing. BP now going for another try to get pole back. Really go fast through this section here. Bit squirrely there. Seems like his car is extremely loose on the rear. So probably backed out of that lap. So for the race, seems like the first part will be dry, except the opening lap. I think there's some standing water on the track, but not enough to have the wet tires on. So they'll probably start on the softs, and then it's the question of doing. I think they need to do at least 13 laps. Softs, which might be a struggle for a lot. So you might see some start on the mediums, or maybe do 2 soft stints, or just trying to conserve those soft stints for 13 laps, which personally I think would be a struggle. So we'll see if BP can respond on this lap, as the qualifying is coming to an end. Very deep there. I think that's it for him, unless he has. Well, now he won't have another try. Seems like his car is very loose, and if it's not stable through the S's, then I think you're gonna struggle. We'll see Declan maybe improve here. Major lag issues there though, so Yeah, looks very pointy. Hopefully he's gonna adjust it for the rain, or he's gonna have a long evening. As we see Killswitch go up to P4, and Damon improving as well. They have another lap to do. Okay, we'll see. Declan can improve. It's just about it. 3/10 off. He has one more try. Paco and BP are done. And I think Torres is the next guy to finish his lap. Yes. Goes very deep in there. Probably won't improve. That's his qualifying done. And here we got Brando. Let's see if he can improve. Seems like it will be very tight between the top 5, 6 in the middle. It does not improve. It's very tight here between the from P4 to P8. Got Schulze coming in. Done with his qualifying. He was on an out lap at Kemazura. We got 2 other guys coming in as well. Kem will probably not improve. We got left, we got Damon, we got first JD Killswitch. Can he improve? Seems not. Let's see if Damon can improve. It's very tight here. And he does, up to P5. So we got Declan on pole quite comfortably ahead of BP, but seems like BP had pace, just maybe setting up the car a bit too pointy or loose on the rear. Got Paco P3, and it's very interesting between, from P3 until up to, let's see, P8, it's fairly close. We got Kemazura struggling a bit for pace, so gonna notify the drivers. We're starting in 1 minute. There we got the results. I'm just gonna upload a picture to our Instagram page, which is named the same as the YouTube page, so you can go visit that if you want. That's at Grand Prestige League on Instagram. Okay, so we'll start when Tora is back. And he's back. He's got a new co as steward today. He's gonna call, or he might be calling a red flag if necessary. If there's any incidents that needs to be, I mean, it's so severe, we need to restart the race. Alright, got some EXO fans here, we got 6 people watching. Make sure you say hello, so we can have a conversation during the race. We'll make it a bit more interesting. Okay, so I think we're ready. I'm gonna start the race now, the final race of the season for the Sprint World Tour division. And I'm not sure how to read this weather radar, but it seems it might be. So this is like minus 60, 60 minutes ago, so there was like heavy rain over the track, which means that there's some standing water on the track when the race is starting. Alright, let's see how the last round unfolds. Indeed, season finale. And next week we got the last race for the World Elite Championship League as well. Okay, we're all set. There's some standing water at the start, but it shouldn't interfere with the soft tire too much. Got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're off. Good start by Declan. Seems to secure P1. We got BP under pressure from Paco. Going to turn 1. We got BP following Declan nicely there. They all seem to go fairly good throughout the first corners. Let's see if Declan can build a gap, or if BP can keep up. Of course, dirty air is going to be a huge problem here, but you should be able to be around the 1 second mark. Anything below that is going to be difficult to stay close. But of course, you got raining coming at around 50% of the race distance, and we got a big gap from, what is it, Tora and down. Big gap from Tora up to Damon. Something must have happened, not enough for the stewards to call a red flag. We got Brando with damage and Kemazur with damage, so he might have hit Kemazur from behind. Seems to have been some position changes during the first lap, and BP is staying at around 1 second lap gap from Declan, so they might be on similar pace. And Paco keeping up as well. Then there's a small gap down to JD Killswitch in P4, 1.7 seconds up to P3, and then we got Damon just behind, and got a Tora actually gaining a bit of time up to P5, 3 seconds up. Schulze P7, Brando P8, and Kemazur P9. So no red flag, and this will be the final lap where they cannot use overtake. From lap 3 they can use overtake and might deploy that, trying to either defend or of course overtake, or trying to gain some time or build a gap. As we see, the gap is about the same from P1 to P2. Going up and down a bit, up to 1.3, now down to 0.9 seconds. So these two are definitely the top 2 runners during the dry spell, as there's 2 seconds down to Gomez and 2 seconds more to JD Killswitch, which has built a small gap down to Damon, probably from dirty air or something. Might be beneficial to stay out the 1.5 second or 2 seconds gap instead of trying to stay close, as we see JD Killswitch going off track and Damon gaining a position. And JD Killswitch is going to struggle through the SS now with dirty tires. We'll see if Atora can attack. Might be difficult to to attack during the SS, but we'll see. He is gaining time. But during the SS, I think JD's tires are going to heat up nicely again. But only half a second gap down to Atora. As we see, he does a small mistake. Now he's under pressure from Schulze. And he's off track again, and Schulze gains a position. We'll see if Brando can attack Atora as well, which is very vulnerable right now. And Atora off track again. Was there touch from Brando there? Was there contact? I'm not sure. It seems like Atora has done several mistakes in a row. No damage, so difficult to say. As you see, Kemazer very close to Brando right now. And I hear Atora spinning again. Is struggling so bad right now. He's went down to P9 in a half a lap. Incredible. A lot of things going on as we see different wear patterns on the cars. We see Brando has a lot of wear compared to Schulze. I got JD Killswitch with a bit more wear as he seems to find his rhythm again. Down in P5. So right now we got Mercedes in P2 and P4 and EXO in P1, P7. Even though the constructors are basically sealed for EXO's part, it seems like Mercedes has a really good race here as well, and seems to be picking up a lot of points if they can stay at those positions. Paco doing his thing in P3, just got a huge gap down to P4 and a big gap up to P2. As you see, the non-ABS use is really eating up that front left tire. And yeah, waiting for the rainfall. We have about 10 more laps. I don't think there's going to be any rain before at that time, but I think at the lap 13 we'll see heavy rain for the remaining race, or maybe for the remainder of the race. Oh, I got Kemazer in the chat saying he have a bad connection, he couldn't continue. Was there contact between you and Brando early on, Kemazer? If you can recall what happened during the first lap, seems like you had a bit of a contact. As you see, BP had the same struggles as in qualifying with rear slides, losing a lot of time. So he might have set up his car a bit too aggressively. See, BP has way less front wear than Declan. Depends if they can keep the soft tires last for 13 laps. It's a big if. As you see, BP has gained almost a second now from the essence. Really unstable gaps between the drivers, going up and down all the time. So a lot of people struggling here, and that's in the dry, so I think we're in for an interesting race today. It's about doing no mistakes, have good pace of course, but just being consistent and finding a good rhythm. So see now JD is behind Damon, and now he seems to be a bit stuck behind him. So he maybe has a bit more pace. See Damon has used a bit more overtake than JD Killswitch. He's probably just playing the long game, waiting for the rain, and see if he can achieve anything during that part of the race. Now he's following Damon very impressively during the S's. Might be able to have a overtake opportunity here as we see him going off track due to dirty air. That's the thing, you can stay close for a couple of corners and it seems all fine, then suddenly the dirty air will snap at you and you'll understeer massively. As you see, Brandon recovers up to P6. So a lot of things has already happened during the dry stint of the race. A lot of things to keep focused on, so excuse me if there's anything I missed out. As you see, Atura is really struggling. He's now 12 seconds behind JD Killswitch and 40 seconds behind Declan in 5 laps. And the battle from the front is between Declan and BP. They're probably the most consistent drivers out there right now, alongside Paco, which now you'll see the front wear on the different cars really get worse for the next few laps as the car just has more and more on the steer. The front left is going to struggle a lot. You see BP has a really good wear, so he might be able to, I think he has a good chance to do all the 13 laps on soft, as Declan has way more front tire degradation. And again, the gaps between the drivers are swinging back and forth. So it's really hard to say who's got the pace at the moment, or if there's any, how the race will unfold. So I think there'll be a lot of interesting things coming up during the race, as BP is now 0.8 seconds behind. Scrolling through the field again. Damon has seemed to find his rhythm, doing solid 38 laps. There's a big difference between the P3 and P4 pace. As we see Declan dropping down to the 37s and BP in the 36. Paco also in the 37s. Really struggling with that front wear tire. Just catch my breath for a second. That was an intense first laps. Brando has a really good wear. It's interesting because if you check out Declan, he has a lot more. Well, he's doing far faster lap times, but he might be having to do another stop before the rain tires can be put on. And now he might be in some pressure from BP, which is really closing down on him right now. Front wear seems to maybe balance out between the two. Maybe BP is struggling with dirty air, getting up that front tire, as I think we're going to see both drivers staying out. We see PP going into the pits. Okay. So he will probably drop down to P4, P5, I think, maybe P6. Or P6. As Paco goes inside as well. So they want to do one more stint before the rain comes in. As Declan is staying out, I think he's going to have a hard time staying out for 13 laps. As BP comes out in P2, so he'll be flying right now. Just if Declan pits now, he'll probably be undercutted from BP. Damon staying out alongside Schulze, and Paco picked up probably a pit entry or pit exit line breach. So that's 3 seconds. That's going to cost you probably 4 or 5 seconds at least, maybe 6, 7. It's going to lose a lot of time. It's probably overtaken by Schulze again. I think Tora having a really bad day at the office right now. But there's still rain coming, so anything can happen. So I think Brando is probably one of the drivers that can stay out for 13 laps if he wants to. Just gonna check out if I can see any weather updates. So this has already passed. Not sure if I can see the development for the future. But the drivers can. They can follow the radar on their car per se. As we see, Declan has lost about 2 seconds down to BP, which might have done the right call by pitting. Trying to nurse those tires out for a few more laps, just waiting for the rain to come. He might be able to do a couple laps on just completely dead tires, but it seems difficult. So we're going to do 26 laps, and at lap 13, I think, or 14, we're going to see rain. Question is now, can Declan do 2 more laps on these tires and not lose the position? As BP now, I think, has the advantage. A lot of drivers trying to stay out for 13 laps. I think Brando has fairly good wear, so he can be able to do it without losing too much time. I see Damon has pitted right now. JD kill switch, which started off really good. He's down to P7, yet to pit. We got Otora finding some pace on the last lap, and he might be able to stay out 2 more laps, as Declan is doing 1 more lap on these worn tires. Really, we're just waiting for the rain to arrive, which will probably change the whole race, hopefully. This BP just is flying right now. He is about 3 seconds faster than Declan per lap, but it might be difficult for him to regain the position from Declan before the rain comes. Paco is comfortably in P3. We got Schulze trying to stay out, and Brandon are really gaining on Schulze on a bit better tires. And I think Damon has a good shot of regaining his position from Brando and Schulze, as he has much better tires. And the back runners are really trying to hang out on those, hang on those worn tires. As Declan does 1 more lap. So he has committed to the no stop before the rain. And I think both drivers probably did the right decision here. Might, as BP split his strat from Declan, I think that was a wise decision. Or he could have tried to overtake us. He probably had a bit more tires left than Declan, but still difficult to regain position. The time really comes down from P1 to P2. And we see Schulze is he short shifting to trying to conserve tires? Not sure if that's the best decision to conserve the tires, but and we see Damon on just way fresher tires, able to follow easily now, as he bumps Brando off track. Oh, that's heartbreaking for Brando. Really seemed like a lag hit from Damon right there. Yeah, that will probably be a steer decision post race. That's unfortunate. As I think he would have passed him anyways. So we see Damon up to P4 now. The question is, when is the rain coming? Declan on completely worn tires right now. He's going to struggle just to keep the car on track, and you'll see BP gain several tenths in each corner. And I think Declan is praying for the rain to come any moment. Seems like there's a lot of dark clouds, and I think that's the first time I've ever seen a car in GPL with completely worn tires on front and left. The rears. Still seems to be fairly quick. So he has probably planned this, as I see Brando pitting now, so the rain will probably arrive in less than 1 lap, I think. Still no rain on track, and these drivers are going to use wet tires on a dry tarmac, so they need to be careful not to wear out those tires too much. As I see JD Killswitch pits and Otora, which I think is a wise decision. So Declan, is he pitting now? Yep, he's pitting. So they probably see something on the radar that we don't. As BP pits again, as he has fresh tires. I think the rain is imminent right now. It's probably gonna arrive fairly quick, and I think the track is gonna be completely wet in a matter of a minute or two. Or not. As you see, Paco probably has a bit of a gamble. Can he do one more lap on softs, and he might be able to regain a position here. He'll definitely pass them, but it depends if the rain will come. As you can see the difference between the soft tires and wet tires. He just desperately wants to get ahead and just probably dive into the pits next lap. As you see, the rain is coming right now, so this is a matter of time for Paco. I think he might be overstretched his soft run a bit, as he needs to get ahead right now. I'm gonna stick with Paco unless there's anyone else on softs. So he desperately needs to be oh, this is very interesting. So little left off the track, but he's gonna have a hard time trying to keep this car on track, I think. As he understeers and goes off track and picks up damage. And now it's gonna be a huge struggle for Paco to just get into the pits. It's gonna take a long time. Even though he has 40 seconds down to Damon, and yeah, we've got everyone on wets right now. So it was a bit of a matter of where you were on track to pit for the correct lap. As you see, some has a bit worn tires on wets compared to, for example, Damon or BP, and Declan has a bit more wear. As Paco goes into the pits, picks up a penalty. He gambled, he did, he really did. So this might be a battle for P3 between Paco and Damon, as there's huge gaps between the drivers right now, and we're gonna have 10 to 11 laps with rain. Paco without ABS, I mean. It's gonna be interesting to see if he can keep the car on track, as BP is really struggling in the rain. Is it the setup? I think it is. I think his car is a bit too snappy, too oversteery for the rain, as he has lost around 20 seconds to Declan. Seems like Declan is in full control right now, as the drivers are tiptoeing around the track. Trying to find out how to go from driving in the dry to the wet, which is a huge difference. And it's going to be interesting to see how close Damon is to Paco after he has served his penalty. So we'll probably be right behind him. Not close enough to overtake, but we'll see if Damon can put some pressure on Paco. As you see, Brando probably has seems to have a bit pace during the wet. We'll keep an eye on Brando. Multiple drivers are really struggling out there. So Declan did the right thing, staying out the no softs, and he seems to have set up his car a bit better for the rain than BP, which is really struggling. If he keeps making too many mistakes, he's lost 7, and he's lost 20 seconds in a matter of a couple of laps. As we see Gomez, or also known as Paco, being under pressure from Damon. See Damon trying to put some input on the throttle, but struggling to keep the car on track. Just gonna scroll through the field right now. There's really huge gaps between a lot of drivers. See Brando having a bit good pace. Gaining on P4, but it might be too much to catch both Damon and Paco. One guy who is really struggling is BP, which lost about 12 seconds to Declan on that lap. So Declan is in full control. He's doing really good laps on those wet tires. Paco and Damon doing fairly decent laps, at least much faster than BP, which might be huge problems to keep that P2 position from either Paco, Damon, or maybe Brando as well, as he is the man with the best pace on track right now, doing 2 minutes per lap. So we'll have about 16 minutes, 18 minutes, depends. I mean 16 more minutes of driving, so as you see Declan also having his struggles, that's fair enough. Still in full control. Let's see if BP can find a rhythm and just be consistent. Secure this P2 position. As Paco is slowly gaining a bit time on BP. Same with Damon. Then we got Brando, really good pace. If he keeps this up, he will be in a good position to maybe be on the podium. We'll see the lap times when they come in. You see Declan lost a bit of time in that last corner. And BP has really found a bit more pace, even though he's losing a lot of time to both Declan, Brando, Paco, and Damon. Lost about half a second. As you see Paco go off track, now will surely lose his position. And we see Damon in P3, so a double podium for Mercedes right now. And there's damage from Paco. If I'm not mistaken, it seems like Damon hits Paco in the rear. Not intentionally, but there's probably a lag again. As you see, no damage on his front. The same happened with Brando early on in the race. Let's see, check out the gaps between the drivers. Now I think Brando's next target is Paco. Needs to get past him quickly, and we'll see if he has pace to challenge Damon. And we'll see if Damon has pace to challenge BP for that P2 position. Let's check out the other drivers. Once again, the Tor having a really tough day at the office. Will be an experience for him. See if he can come back stronger in the next race. So Declan, his lap times are increasing a bit. Not that he's in a danger of losing P1, but BP doing consistently 205s and Declan 203, 202 with a 2.0 at his best wet lap, and Paco up in the 210s. He had an off track. He went off track, so that might explain his lap time. As you see, Brando is really abusing that traction control and benefiting a lot from it, doing consistently 2.0 lap time. So he is 2 to 4 seconds faster than his rivals right now. And we still have about 6.5 laps left. Seems like Declan is struggling. He has been off track. He has damage. And he's lost a bit of time on this lap. And then we'll lose a bit more time, but still has a huge gap down to BP. It's going to be interesting to see the following order between P2 and P5. As you see Brando creeping up on Paco. Damon going off track. Seems like the pace has stabilized between the front runners, as Damon is in the 202s, BP in the 201s, Paco in the 202s, and Brando still in the 2.0. So if he can get in front of Paco, we might have a chance to maybe gain Damon, but I think BP now is probably safe for P2. Down to 0.9 seconds. Really wants that position now, Brando. Is he going for it? He's on the inside. We'll see if he can come out alongside Paco, or he's behind. Really using a lot of overtake now. He really wants that position. Paco all out of overtake, so got nothing to defend with. As we see Damon there in the picture, as he lost a bit of time. Can Brando make his position now? See, the wind is absolutely crazy right now. It's up to 10 meters per second. And there's a yellow flag. Is someone off track? Difficult to say. was a yellow flag there, but I'm not sure if anything happened. That was probably BP, which I probably thrown the commentator curse on, which I recently said his P2 was safe, but now he is under pressure from Damon, his teammate, so that's interesting. They'll pick up the same amount of points, but Damon probably wants to beat BP for once. BP has been the main driver for Mercedes, but Damon has been a solid second driver for the Mercedes team. And now he might have a chance to overtake BP in the final runs. And we still see Brando being stuck behind Paco. Even in the wets, it's very difficult to overtake her, as I jinx it again. Difficult to overtake, and then he gets the position. So definitely commentator curse is something. And we see both going almost off track. And Gomez having damage, probably from the incident just before, I guess. So see Brando going off track again. Will be interested to see if Brando can find some pace and put some pressure on Damon and BP. BP and Damon seems to be the battle to watch right now. As Declan has found pace again, and is down to 201s. BP being very inconsistent. Damon being very consistent, doing 201s and 202s. And now Brandon needs to find his pace again if he wants any further positions. Tough race for many drivers here. The gap between BP and Damon is steadily coming down as the wind is getting stronger and stronger, and as I say Damon comes closer, he loses time. Very difficult to predict what's going to happen in the final rounds here. I still think we might have a battle between BP, Damon, and Brando. Right now it's only me commentating. And BP goes off track. Wow, that's gonna cost him. Seems like his rear just gave up there. No, there will be no co-commentator for this round, and I think we might see a position change here, as BP's tires are probably really cold now for going off track. And we see Brando now has a good opportunity to do something in the final rounds. He's had an excellent rain stint, Brando. It's very unfortunate to be punted off track from Damon. As you see, Damon tucks in behind BP, and if they stay close like this, it will be very difficult for Brando to regain, gain a position. So a huge battle between Mercedes and EXO, the two main teams for this season, as we have the final round in Sprint World Tour. And BP has wow. Was there another punt, another lag punt from Damon there, as I see BP had rear wing damage, almost went into Brando, and Damon having no damage. I think we might have seen a couple of lag punts from Damon today, which is unfortunate. That's how the game is. As Brando goes off track and immediately goes on track, that's risky. As BP does the same. Has BP completely lost it right now, or can he stabilize and secure a P4, or is he under pressure from Paco? If he keeps on doing these mistakes, he will definitely lose another position. The gaps between the other drivers are fairly huge. Seems like every time I watch the SWT, he's either spinning or off track. Difficult race from him. And I think the last battle to keep an eye on is between Damon and Brando. So we might be looking for a 1-2 between for EXO, unless Damon can spoil the party for the EXO team. There will definitely be some post-race investigation between Damon and Brando, and probably between Damon and Paco, and Damon and BP as well, as he goes off track. We see Brando being really close now. We have about 1.5 lap left as Declan starts his final lap. Unless something dramatically happens, he will win this round. And we see Damon being under huge pressure from Brando right now, as he goes off track, and that will put Brando in a good position for P2, as he has probably way more grip coming out on the back straights. There's no overtake left for both drivers, but surely Damon will feel the pressure, as he knows Brando has been really quick in the rain. Brando is probably on a mission here, as Damon was the guy that punted Brando off track, so Brando is probably more than motivated for to gain this position, as he is very close right now. We'll see if he goes for it during the final lap. Probably a bit too long for the first corner, but if he can stay close. Is he going on the outside? He's trying on the inside. Bit of a contact there. We'll follow Brando on board and see if he can put any pressure on Damon during the final lap. Seems like BP has secured P4, unless anything happens there as well. And this is an interesting battle. We'll see. We'll take Declan over the line as he wins the final lap. Then we'll go immediately back to the battle between Declan. Was that a contact between Brando and Damon? As it seems like BP will regain his podium position as Declan wins the final round of Sprint World Tour in GPL in Season 5. And winning by a minute. It's been rock solid during the dry stint and the wet stint. So there will probably be some post-race investigations here. And if has been, I think Brandon needs a bit more than 4 seconds down to BP, as he probably needs 5 seconds or maybe 10 if he gets a penalty. And we'll take Brando over the line as he really struggles to get that car to rotate during the final corner. As Brando takes P2 and we'll take BP over the line. P3 for BP and P4 for Damon. And as you said, Nick, this might have been the biggest gap for a race win in the league's history in either divisions. Paco P5. Yeah, that's Otora. He finished the race. He is in P8. Schulze P6. And that was quite an uneventful race. As JD Killswitch is probably a bit angry for his performances during this race. Yeah, a lot of things going on there in the end. I think we need to take in account that the win was absolutely insane in the final part of the race. Standing going up to 11 meters per second. So probably a lot of unders there. And a huge difference from braking when you have tailwind or headwind during the corner. Yeah, that was the final race of the season for Sprint World Tour. And we're gonna check out the results. Brando actually coming down to 58 seconds behind Declan Sorrow. A strong 1-2 for EXO and a 3-4 for Mercedes. Then we got Paco in P5, Schulze in P6, JD Killswitch in P7, Otora in P8, and we had Kemazura in P9 that DNF'd. So that was it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in for the final round of WEC next week. Same time and same channel. Thanks for watching.